Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Filming the Wild. Today I'm out in beautiful Arizona working on a new little project of mine. So I'm out here right now getting some shots of some scenics. A beautiful little mountain, little valley here. So I am working to kind of tell the story about how the desert just looks so barren and so void of life, but yet when you kind of like actually sit and take a moment to just sort of sit in the desert, it's amazing how much it can come to life. That's what today's episode is all about. So if you like to know more about what it's like to make wildlife films, wildlife documentaries, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and be sure to drop a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. All right, back to filming. Gorgeous light right now.
And this is my world now.
My name is Alan Lacey, and I'm a wildlife filmmaker, cameraman, and producer. Adventure with me as I explore the amazing world of nature and show you what it's like filming the wild. Just outside Phoenix, Arizona, nestled in the foothills of New River, there's a beautiful patch of uninhabited desert.
Get used to it.
I'm here in Arizona working on a new project, one that tells the story about how the desert might look uninhabited and barren. But stop and pay attention, and you'll see how it suddenly comes alive. Now, to tell a story like this, it requires a bit of planning with multiple shoots in order to capture the footage I'll need to put it all together.
Now it begins. A change happening.
So this is going to be the first of several different behind-the-scenes videos as I tell this story.
A change happening.
On this first shoot, I'm focusing on capturing a couple landscape shots that show the depth and scale of the desert.
Well rounded. It's no longer near. It's already.
I want to immerse viewers right into the middle of the scene, and to do this, I'll start with some wide landscapes and aerials that draw people into the story.
It's already here.
But first, I need to scout out the area and see how I want to frame my shots to capture the beauty of the desert.
So be ready. Now it begins.
One of the best places to find wildlife in the desert is along the dry riverbeds and washes that so frequently meander through the landscape. Not only are the chances of finding water greater, but they often tend to provide little green belts of vegetation and cover for many species of wildlife that rely on these plants for food, water, and shelter. But for me, it also tells me who's been frequenting the area, as it's easier to find tracks in the soft sands of the desert washes. The Sonoran Desert here in Arizona is one of the most biodiverse areas in the southwestern United States. Life abounds here, and I want to show how amazing this landscape truly is. Along my route, I found a nice vantage point, a little elevated from the rest of the area below, which is where I decided to go about setting up my camera. It felt nice to get the pack off my back finally and actually start getting to work. A shout out to the people over at Condor Blue for designing this awesome camera cage and setup. It's really quite a nice little rig that fits my needs perfectly. After assembling my camera and all of the accessories, I could finally start the camera rolling to capture the landscape shots that I came here to get. There's something about the way the desert looks from above, as the way an eagle or a hawk might see it. All the little crags, nooks, and crannies. The vastness and scale of it all. The mesas. The saguaro-covered hillsides. And the endless visibility. As I began to film, I was struck by the quiet and serenity of this moment. The beauty in the thorns of a nearby saguaro, and the fact that these iconic cactus take nearly 100 years to grow their first arm. And nearly 200 years to reach their full height. To think that I'm currently surrounded by a forest of these living ancients that started growing in the early 1800s, or perhaps even the late 1700s, was an incredibly humbling feeling. With water being such a rare occurrence here in the desert, it's no wonder that pretty much everything is covered in thorns and needles, protecting themselves from becoming a tasty meal by the local wildlife.
Alright, well, the sun's pretty much gone down behind the mountain now, so I am headed back to the car. But yeah, got some really good scenics of the desert tonight, this evening. So yeah, pretty good successful day. Not much wildlife, but yeah, just basically today was more focused on the scenics, showing the scenery of the area, showing just kind of a little bit more what it's like here in the desert. So one thing about the desert though, you really gotta watch where you step. There is cactus just loaded everywhere. Here, I'll show you what I mean. So yeah, you gotta watch out. There's cactus there. Everywhere you go, it's just a maze of cacti. So, which way is the easiest way? Well, you just gotta kind of find a path. Yeah, so I'm just more or less kind of trying to tell a story about how the desert just comes alive when you actually take the time to kind of sit and spend some time in it. So you notice all kinds of little things when you're walking through the desert here. So, for example, like right here, we'll flip it around. You got some droppings from the rabbits that live in the area. So you know that there are plenty of prey items for Mr. Coyote, Bobcat, etc. So nothing like, well, a little bit of choya here. Gotta get to this wash. Basically where I came up out of. So if I can find a nice good way into the wash, got my way home. One thing you gotta kind of keep an eye on in the desert is making sure you don't get yourself turned around. Pretty much like you're anywhere, whether in the woods or out in any wilderness. Keep an eye on your bearings, it's important. Oops. Looks like we have a pack rat nest right here. Oh yeah. Take a look at this. This is a pack rat's nest. And you can tell because they like to arm their nests with cholla. So take a look at this. Right there. All that cholla on the ground. And if you look at the base of the cactus, you'll even see the home. Pack rats are pretty much nocturnal. So if I am going to come back here, I have to set up a trail camera in this area to try to get a shot of pack rat at night, because you're not going to get much during the day. They're hard little buggers to get. So, pretty cool though. Alright, we're coming up to the wash. There's a little trail right here. This is a nice little thing to know. So, when you look for wildlife, look for the areas that they're going to be. And right here, along the wash, there's a little trail. So, that's the trail that kind of goes right on through the other side. So yeah, it's been quite a nice little night. I love the smell of the desert, especially here in these washes, because you get all the smell from all the previous rains and stuff. All kind of collects into these washes. Beautiful places. Such a beautiful place.